First it was Target, and now Michaels is confirming millions of credit and debit cards may have been affected by a security breach.
Some people are wondering again if it's safe to swipe.
What can you or I do? There isn't much. We still want to use credit cards.
Details of the breach, and if there's anything you can do. Good evening, everyone. The first scare was late last year. That jeopardized as many as 40 million cards used at Target.
Now, this Michaels breach affects fewer folks, but it still impacts nearly 3 million people. And it certainly is making some shoppers leery. Fox 11's Gabrielle Mays is here to explain.
The popular arts and crafts store says the security breach lasted 8 months. Hackers used high-tech software to steal customer information.
You know, the hackers, the bad guys, managed to get some software on the inside of the company on the point-of-sale terminals, which are essentially just computers.
The Michaels stores in Green Bay and Grand Chute are among the stores where credit and debit card information may be compromised. Despite the breach, the company says the software used by hackers is no longer a threat to customers. Michaels also says it found no evidence that other personal information like names, addresses, or PIN numbers were stolen. Keeper says it's time for the U.S. to update its technology.
The U.S. in particular really needs to move to what we call pin and chip type cards. Then when that card is used, all the data is encrypted, so it's never available to the criminals to be able to intercept it.
But Keeper says it would come with a hefty price tag.
I mean, a card like that is $5 to $10 to issue, whereas a little plastic card like we use now is probably 25 cents.
And it would cost millions of dollars to replace all of the terminals where you swipe your card. So what can you do to keep your credit card information safe? Make sure you check your statements and pay attention to every transaction, even if the charge is small.
And if they do see those things, communication is essential as soon as possible with their credit card providers. Another thing I'm aware that some people do is put alerts on their computers or their cell phones.
That's exactly what Patricia Thyrell does while shopping.
I have just a couple of credit cards that I use quite a bit, and I went and set it up so that I get an automatic email every time I use my credit card. And that makes me feel a lot more comfortable.
Some say using their credit cards is a risk they're willing to take.
I don't worry about it too much. Feel pretty safe about using it and stuff like that.
Michaels is offering free identity protection and fraud assistance services to any of its customers that were affected during the breach.